Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic. If there was one movie you could completely delete from reality, what would it be? The live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender. This was the movie I had in mind when I was writing this question. I just finished the TV series and the movie is terrible. The one good thing to come of it was James Newton Howard's score. Flow Like Water deserved so much better than that film. I would remove the movie The Mandela Effect, because it would cause mass confusion and lead on to the topic of the Mandela Effect and people would go insane. Seriously. Had this conversation with my boyfriend right after we watched it. I told him I wouldn't be surprised if they raised this movie soon just to fuck with people. And if I had anything to do with it I totally would as well. Internet comment. I quit on YouTube filmed 2 almost identical videos about the Mandela Effect and at one point he re-uploaded one and deleted the old video and it was one of my favorite things to happen. The live-action Dragon Ball movie, it's just sad. Did no one existed, probably for a reason. Edit, oh god that's bad, I started watching it and it was so bad I regret everything. Imagine Dragon Ball if Goku was a generic D-list high school movie character. This is the entire film. Artemis Fowl. There are enough issues with the film to make even a casual watcher hate it, forget about those who read the books. They went beyond screwing up. He has a butler named Domovoy Butler. Me, visible anger. But no one ever calls him Butler. That was a deliberate slap in the face to everyone who read and loved the books as children. Like fuck you, this isn't your story anymore, we're gonna take a steamy dump all over it and there's nothing you can do. Irago. One of the most disappointing movies of my lifetime. I've seen this answer so often I have fortunately avoiding seeing that movie. If you've read the books. Don't, just don't. If you've never touched the books before it's okay. The 4th Harry Potter, so people will wonder why they made all the movies but just skipped the 4th. I like the way you think. Everyone just scratching their heads wondering why Voldemort is suddenly back when last they heard he was as it on the back of some professor's melon. It's funny you say that. I watched the movies previously around their release dates, and decided it was time to give them a rewatch. So a couple weeks ago, I marathoned all the movies, and upon starting Goblet of Fire, discovered that I had, in fact, never seen Goblet of Fire. Boy did that fill in some gaps about how Voldemort was suddenly back in the Order of the Phoenix. The Fahrenheit 451 movie, just for the irony. They've all been pretty poor representations of the book as well. That is one of my all-time favorite books and I'm scared to watch the movie because I don't want to see the story get butchered. Cats. I don't know what the director was thinking with Cats. Everyone will rue the day they stopped the release of the butthole cut. Muahaha. The Dark Tower. Stephen King fans waited years and years and years for this movie, only for a 90-minute bullshit parade that didn't scratch the surface of the story. I got one of my friends into the series and when the first whispers of production were circulating, he called me up all excited. I was like, man, I've been down this road before. If the movie gets made, it's just going to be a piece of shit. There's too much book for a movie. I do feel like it could be given a decent treatment as a TV series, especially since the source material is finished and we don't have to worry about showrunners fucking the last 2 seasons all the way up. About the biggest Dark Tower fan there is, have read the books numerous times. I have tattoos inspired from the books. I saw the previews and didn't go see it. Once I saw the reviews from the real fans it was never even a question to see it. Me too. My go-to reply on Reddit is what Dark Tower movie? They forgot the face of their fathers. The Emoji Movie. Also, how TF is the eggplant emoji unpopular in a movie about a high schooler? This guy's asking the right questions. Hey, let's have the nicest and kindest actor that ever existed play a literal piece of shit. Imagine going from starring in Logan to the Emoji Movie in the span of a few months. There's 2 that come right to the top of my mind. One, the live-action Avatar, TLA. And the second, Irago. Honestly, Irago is probably the winner in my mind. It's a 4-part book series that could have made fantastic movies, but whoever made the first movie had apparently never read the books because they made some seriously critical errors that made a second book narratively impossible. Yeah, they should just friggy redo that. Loads of potential. I was talking to a friend about this, and I liked her idea. She thought Irago would be cool as a series like how GOT was made. The third and fourth Mummy. Let The Mummy Returns be the gold standard for sequels. Edit. So many gold quality sequels have entered this chat. Let The Mummy Returns be the gold standard for sequels. Terminator 2 has entered the chat. Can I delete Season 8 of Game of Thrones instead? Can we delete Season 7 as well? Just delete everything from Season 5. Dragon Ball Evolution. That movie is horrible. Thank you for commenting. I was beginning to wonder if nobody was going to say anything. That's because we don't talk about it. Birth of a Nation. It sparked violence against the black community and kickstarted a new surge in interest in the KKK. Edit, copied from one of my comment responses. The KKK existed, yes, but it was a smaller, regional organization. The film was propaganda, when it was the first film screened, and marketed widely as such. At the White House at Wilson's request, people saw it as him giving it the rubber stamp of approval, almost an endorsement for the film's portrayal of black men as unintelligent and predatory. William J. Simmons took the opportunity of the film's screenings to garner visibility for the KKK and held a huge cross burning, took out ads for KKK membership alongside ads for the film, and went to screenings with his Klansmen in full regalia. They sold costumes, movie ushers wore white sheets, and they handed out KKK brochures at screenings. It was used as a recruitment tool and can be directly credited as the reason the KKK has a rebirthing of its own. Now I feel shitty for saying cats. Thank a lot. Cats with butthole edit is legit though. That's my pick too. People talk about how Birth of a Nation invented a lot of the things that we associate with modern movies. But really, if it hadn't existed, some other movie would have come along a year or two later and done the same thing. Also, to be clear, this isn't a case of it was a product of its time. Even for 1915 it was bad. For anyone not familiar, read the Wikipedia plot summary. Some of the stuff in that movie is absolutely horrendous. The way it presents black men's sexuality is disgusting. It was propaganda to encourage the idea that black men are savage and will be violent with their desire for white women. Just one of the many ways it painted black people in a horrible light. But you're right. Another movie would have come along soon after. It's not as though Griffith was the only person who could conceive of a feature-length story, or any of the other revolutionary bits that Birth of a Nation brought up. The Dark Tower. Well, all realities. There are other worlds than these. Edit, apparently people who didn't read the books enjoyed this movie. My advice, if you enjoyed what you saw, read the books if you want a really amazing story that blows the film version out of the water. Did a chum? Did a chuck? Sony Pictures. What the fuck? I was so excited when they announced it. Idris Elba is great and I was excited for them to kick off a new series based on books I like. And yeah, it was bad. I was underwhelmed. The casting was really solid but they had zilch to work with. I don't know if that movie suffered badly in editing or what. Kissing Booth. No Kissing Booth, no Kissing Booth 2. Fuck that movie. I love how the main character has no aspirations of her own. It's especially evident in the second movie when she is forced to choose between the school her boyfriend goes to or the school her best friend wants to go to. Like, what about the school you want to go to? And she somehow gets accepted to fucking Harvard. Plus the boyfriend treats her like garbage in the first movie. They treat her like an object. What a terrible example for young girls. Her only personality traits were her boyfriend and Dance Revolution. Add Tall Girl to that list as well. Might as well call it First World Problems, the movie. You think your life is hard? I'm slightly tall. Dying of cancer and bedridden. Absolutely pathetic. No challenge there. But being taller than average. Basically a death sentence. Come on, actual human being whose name is Skipper, let's go and be in an awful movie. Sarah Burks is a loser isn't much better either. Son of the Mask. That movie is so bad, that even though I know for a fact that I have definitely seen it, I do not recall one single detail of it. I completely blocked it from memory. Sierra * Burgess is a loser. The main character that you're supposed to feel for is a catfish the entire movie and gets mad that things just never goes away because she isn't pretty. Not because she comes off thinking she is better than other people, because she knows literature or literally lies 90% of the movie. Edit, Sierra not Sarah. So awful I did not even remember her name. Yeah, she's a horrible entitled person and the movie was trash. They were trying to play on the whole, ugly people can beautiful on the inside too. But no, this particular ugly person was also a bad person. Don't forget kissing someone without their consent. She was a sympathetic character at all. It would be one thing if they had just written her as more likable. The one mean girl seemed to learn a lesson, but the main girl didn't. At least I think that's how it was. I only watched it the one time and barely paid attention. It could be a good movie if she was meant to be an unlikable character, had faced the consequences of her actions and had grown as a character. Could be original for once. But instead they made her the relatable character and romanticized every shitty and creepy thing she had done because she was bullied and was ugly.